Hey there, nerd. All alone again tonight? Well, let me make sure you can have some company. Go to your phone and look up Awful Neutral Podcast. Leave me a message of what you want us to do. You can leave your comment wherever you want.
Awful Neutral is 5 gold for the first minute and 7 gold for each additional minute. Credit card fees may apply. We do not guarantee happiness. God is a lie.
I'll even give you advantage.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to Awful Neutral.
Starring Dave Callens as the Stalwart Paladin. My name is Kevin, and I wish to be legally emancipated from Dave Callens. SaraLee Steiner as...
I'm Gertrude, and I'm the leader of Gertrude's Dudes.
Dan Sanborn as the Gnomish Warlock.
My name's Decorative Cabbage, and just because I've been stuck in a book doesn't mean I've been reading a book.
Clint Bijou as a powerful cleric.
I'm Tiffy. I'm considering kicking my comrades to the curb.
Salvador Viesca as the talented rogue thief.
My name is Lothario de la Pulga, and seriously, if you have any candy connects, DM me in real life.
Jesse Egan as...
Judd Bingsley here. There's a shitload of airships on this story.
Hello and welcome to the Awful Neutral Podcast. I'm your Damian Master, Dungeon Mercado. With me as always is my cast, Salvador Viesca as...
Lothario de la Pulga.
You sexy motherfucker. Dan Sanborn as...
Decorative Cabbage.
You dirty motherfucker. SaraLee Steiner as...
Gertrude.
I'm gonna go with... I think dirty applies here too.
Just dirty.
Recently sober motherfucker, I believe, too.
For 10 seconds.
The big moment. So,
Keep that 10-minute
every great journey starts with one step.
Yes, 10 seconds at a time.
Our newest member of the cast, Jesse Egan as...
Judd Bingsley.
Clint Bijou as...
Tiffy.
And, unfortunately, Mr. Dave Callens playing Kevin. It's like he's in studio with us.
Like he never left.
I'm glad we record all those samples of his voice.
Yeah, it was really good of him to
I like this better. This Kevin's nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me play another clip I have of him. I would like to kiss the dungeon master
Oh.
No,
How
yeah.
weird.
with deep tongue.
I've suspected.
You want us to leave?
Yeah, Kevin, this is inappropriate. Kevin, back off.
So Dave is here.
Yeah.
Scratchy tongue that cat has.
Yeah, you just don't have that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is not. He is in New York.
I think he had to go to New York to research how they play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, he's bringing the West Coast flavor in your...
It's just a lot more cursing.
They're just over there just like, yeah.
I'm
Like that.
rolling here.
I'm rolling here. I'm rolling here.
Quit rolling over there.
Yeah.
I'm so used to the huge apples in this city. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about New York.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, but I'm rolling.
Pass me that bagel.
Man.
Pastrami.
Burn on them.
Forget about it.
That was a wicked bird on him. Yeah, fuck you, New York.
Hey, I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. Also, we have a very large Orthodox Jewish community within their city. Hey!
Yeah.
Shout out to our New York fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love you guys.
I mean, we're all pros now.
Yes,
So,
we're all
not to
pros.
tell us. We went from, we're little babies to like professional D&D people.
Exactly.
Like a cool running
Name me
game.
one ability on your spell sheet.
Oh,
Name me any one ability.
that.
Professionals don't need to do
I
it.
know what you're talking about with that. I gotta.
You're on the page. Just look down.
They know where to look
I
on
was
the
just about to
page.
ask you how I log on to the D&D Beyond.
I think he has one that's just called Aw Dang. It's called Aw Dang.
It's all bang, bang, bang.
All you do is just shoot shit. It's an easy game.
That's all his character sheet says. Just Aw Dang over and over.
Yeah, you treat this game like fucking Duck Hunt.
All day.
Well, guess what? I'm that fucking dog who's gonna mock you.
Fun fact about Duck Hunt: that dog is dead now.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, passed
Good.
away.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy.
Is it dog
He
hunt
was like
now?
25.
Was shot in a digital duck hunting accident.
He could have gone longer.
What if he wasn't shot and the duck just went back for vengeance?
That's right.
Oh my god. I think
You killed my brother.
It was Duck Cheney.
It's a type of deep political humor you don't get from Critical
And yet
Role.
I just saw that movie
family-
Vice, that's why.
The duck family still had to apologize rather than...
Yes, the ducks apologized for getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
This is what you came here for, Dungeons and Dragons fans.
Duck references.
Yes, today's episode is actually going to be a review of the movie Vice. We all saw it. We had homework.
It was excellent.
Last time on the Awful Intro podcast, the gang had agreed to help take down Lord Privilegington after a parley with the Kenku pirates and a representative from a mysterious organization. Their first mate, Gremmel Stonebreaker, piloted their ship back, talked to the gang, and convinced them the best course of action was to go back to Crow's Point, where they would meet a mysterious benefactor. They met Mr. Dandy, the wild and wacky candy maker, with a large supply of Kenku workers, though there was some debate in the group whether the line between slave and worker existed at this factory. During their talk with Mr. Dandy, they agreed to help him return his candy factory, which had recently partially fallen under the control of Lord Privilegington. Mr. Dandy asked for their help, clearing half of his factory from Lord Privilegington's forces, who had removed the candy-making machinery and replaced it with vape-making machinery. Mr. Dandy asked him to clear out his factory. Once the party had ventured up to the factory, they then discovered it was a trap, but a trap not set for the party, but a trap set for the mysterious crime-fighting crusader, Pandaman. It is in that situation, with crossbows drawn and lights in their eyes, that the party thought they were going to be captured. At that point, they were rescued by Pandaman. A fight broke out in the warehouse where Pandaman and the party took down Paulie Jr. And several Warforged fighters. We now pick up in the aftermath of that scene. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys were accusing Mr. Dandy of being behind this?
Yeah.
There were certain...
just one stupid
No,
character.
I got it figured out. I got it all figured out.
So there we are. There's bodies all over the ground, to include some mutilated human bodies from which Pandaman beat, I think, 3 people to death last episode with his bare fists. Oh yeah, and in the Pandarang, you see shattered lights, there's glass all over the ground. You could see that there was a lot of colorful decorations all over the walls of this factory now that there's a bit more lighting and lights aren't in your eyes. But it looks like everything's bleak. Looks like a lot of machinery has been moved out and replaced with, I guess, what you assume are vape machines. And it is in that scene where you guys find yourselves.
Did you say bare fist because he's a panda?
Bare fist.
I did, you son of a bitch.
Wow. I can't believe you let that go, Sarah. I'm disappointed.
She's holding herself to a higher standard.
Yeah, you know what?
Am I or was I distracted? I don't know. You tell me.
I think you're welcome, first of all, because Tiffy and I came in and rescued you. You're welcome. We killed those guys.
Yeah, that was right. Another thing that happened last episode was that you two, Tiffy and Decorative Cabbage, thought about actually just stealing the airship and heading back.
Guys, I got this mystery just about figured out already. Like, we got the Panda Man, we got the candy situation. I think that we got it all figured out. If you think about it, one person who's been traveling in our midst has been highly suspicious and very secretive. And now all of a sudden there's a Panda Man jumping around? You want to explain yourself, Chad?
Chad?
Jacuz, I'm pretty sure you're the Panda Man.
He says Jacuz and points his finger at Chud Bingsley, who is standing next to the Panda Man at this point.
Well, I'm even more confused.
Oh, wait, I thought the Panda Man left.
He says in character looking at him.
Like, no, because it took him a second. It's like, oh, shit, it's right there. I don't know. I think pandas are cows. Chud's cow. I figure they're like the same person. A couple days ago, Chud was flipping down staircases doing kung fu.
He was just falling.
Oh,
terribly.
I saw different. It's a different angle from down here. I thought he was doing flips.
Oh, okay. That's enough. Trying to be a detective.
I think I'm the
No, you got me. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for the dumbest fucker on the planet.
Damn.
Meddling cabbage.
I think we should hear him out, Kevin says.
I'm going to crack this mystery after I crack open this sandwich tin.
Your sandwich tin, you know, is empty because your 8-hour rest.
No, but he's just kind of trying to find a way to sulk away, you know.
Okay.
Cabbage, good try. I mean, not really, but thanks.
I'm rolling a perception check. It did not go well. I rolled a 3 plus.
What are you trying to perceive?
You know, stuff about the whole scene, like what's going on here.
An overall read on this.
You have a tough time taking your eyes off of the giant panda man who you're not asking enough questions of.
That threw me off. Such a bad roll. Anyways.
Is the inside of Tiffy's mind right now just looking at this panda like a beautiful mind with all the equations going around like panda equals chud question mark?
Well, I guess I'll ask him a question. I say, well, clearly I'm not you. Who are you? And tell us about yourself, Panda Man.
I'm the Panda Man. I've been fighting Lord...
Privilegington.
That fucking name, dude. I've been fighting Lord Privilegington for the last several years, since he took over the town from Mr. Dandy and pushed all these Kinku out to doing criminal deeds.
All right. So you're a vigilante?
I am a vigilante.
You do recognize several of the thugs, especially the ones that were beaten to death, as the same Fire Festival guards that attempted to slow your carriage down before you stole the airship. The ones that you tricked by...
Vape pen guys, yeah.
Yeah, the ones, the super jacked...
The bros.
On the squat rack vape pen. These are the ones that you tricked by changing your form into that of Lord Privilegington. So...
They're dead now?
Demolished them, yes.
Okay, we killed them all.
One's still alive, but it's not going to be for long.
Which one's the one?
He's going to die waiting for the ambulance.
Still just like wheezing there.
Yeah.
These guys could have gone to jail. Panda Man could have beaten these guys up, but they keep getting out of Arkham, if you know what I mean. They have powerful benefactors. That's why he finally fucking murdered them last.
Wow.
Okay, very interesting. What do we do now, Mr. Panda? I assume you're the one that Mr. Dandy was talking about helping us. What do you have any further plans? We're just, I guess, I'm still confused. What the hell we're doing? You're all making very bad decisions, and I'm just trying to.
Well, we got to get our reward from the candy guy.
Is taking down evil a bad decision?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
avoiding death is a better decision for me. I have many things that I want to learn. I don't have time to die.
By killing evil, won't you learn something? By taking down the lord of this city, won't you learn a very good lesson for yourself?
Oh, that's fine. I don't like when people walk into traps that I'm trying to work with. That's my gripe now. As you can see, my comrades did a very bad job.
Yeah, what do you want to say, Kevin?
I'm still waiting to hear what the cabbage person has to say.
I think we're just going with the flow so far, but it ain't that great.
Doors fly open on both ends of the factory, and all of the Kinku pirates, there must be 30 or 40 of them, coming in from the two main doors of the factory. They do not seem concerned with you. In fact, they quickly sprint up to Panda Man. Some of you think that they might be going to attack him, except Panda Man does not brace himself in defense. As a matter of fact, he puts his arms out for a hug as all of these Kinku start surrounding him.
Panda Man, we love you, Panda Man. Good to see you. We thought you were in danger.
You hear from all these Kenku.
Good to see you, boss. Good to see you. Oh, we love you, Mr. Dandy. Don't ever leave us again, Mr. Dandy.
See, they all
You're
think
so
he's
cuddly, Mr. Dandy.
Yeah. They all think he's shady, just like me.
I'm not Mr. Dandy. I'm the Panda Man. Leave me alone.
The Kenkus kind of look and see all the other people around.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Panda Man, Dandy. We're sorry, Mr. We're sorry. We just want our candy. We're sorry. We didn't mean to tell him.
Our pandy candy.
So this is kind of a Bruce Wayne situation here. We got a Panda Man who is also Mr. Candy Dandy.
That's
and possibly a cow man.
Yeah.
Don't rule anything out.
I'm with you.
If Willy Wonka's parents had been brutally murdered in front of him as a kid, perhaps Panda Man is something that
we don't know that Willy Wonka.
Someone write that. Someone write that script.
At this point, the Panda Man will remove his mask and see it's Mr. Dandy, obviously.
Oh.
I knew it.
So you have two voices?
Thank you. Thank you all for saving my factory. Thank you all for bringing my Kinku back to me.
When the Kenku rushed into the factory, all of you were somewhat worried, except for Kevin, who took out his hammer and had a smile on his face, as if he would finally going to finish the confrontation between the Kenku pirates. Now that he sees that this situation is not heading to combat, Kevin is very much not interested in what's happening. Kevin says something like, I will go outside in an attempt to combat out there. And he exits out one of the factory doors because he was too bored by what was happening inside the room.
Is he just gonna smash rocks and make his own kitty litter?
You do hear rocks being smashed with a giant hammer outside. You there, bird! Let's do combat! He's shouting into trees.
Guys, just give him some space. He gets like this. He likes to sulk. It's a little dramatic, but give him some time.
Gotcha. Meanwhile, Captain Featherbeard walks up, gives Mr. Dandy a handshake. You get the feeling that of all the Kenku, he was perhaps the foreman or the leader of the Kenku, perhaps Mr. Dandy's right-hand man.
Good to see you, boss.
Come in here and give me a hug, you beautiful bastard.
And with that, as if he was just waiting for the sign, both arms get thrown around Mr. Dandy's neck, and he jumps into his arms.
He kicks his legs up?
Yeah.
Does he kick his legs up in the air as he gets spun around?
They twirl.
I was picturing a Dirty Dancing situation where Panda Man actually has him suspended
Wow.
in the air.
Had the time of my life.
You're 30 years old. I'm only 16.
Well, not this again.
Nobody puts Cancun in the corner.
Oh.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Me neither.
I'm in. I'm so in. Wait, can we start doing a pottery scene next?
Are we Patrick Swayze and Ghost?
Yes.
You know, in that scene, it was actually Whoopi Goldberg's body and Demi Moore's body. It was just, they just had to, because it was a much more pleasant visual to see Patrick Swayze.
Maybe for you it was.
But it's a much
We
more
don't
funny visual to
question
imagine
the
Whoopi
sway of
Goldberg.
the Swayze.
Yeah, listen, unless you're Patrick Stewart, I assume the way the director had it, Patrick Stewart
Swayze.
had a sexual relationship with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Did
Make
really?
it so.
Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg.
Mhm.
There
No,
we go.
Patrick
Now that's
I don't like
Stewart's
learning.
gay.
They've both
That's
admitted
that
to
movie
it.
Generations.
They both
Admitted
admitted
to
to it during filming of The Next Generation.
Next
like
Generation.
there were down times
Fan
when they just
fiction.
like, let's bang,
Yeah.
Whoopi.
Hasn't he had a wife for like 16?
Wait,
Has
he made
been
Whoopi
unfaithful?
with Whoopi?
I don't know, yeah, she's open about that.
We're talking peak Whoopi during like Sister
I
Act
know
years.
Ugh.
Peak Whoopi.
I
Right
still
now-
don't know if peak is
And
peak.
also, right now is peak Wolfie. Whoopi.
If you're being optimistic, she's been on like a 60-year peak.
She's on a 6-year peak, there's no
Also,
doubt.
like, Dungeons and Dragon nerds talking about celebrities right now is just...
All right, I can see. I'll try not to make any more I'll try to not make any more pop culture reference that require a 5-minute explanation.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's on me.
That's all that's gonna happen now.
Why do you like cows so much? You should be like a Kenku man.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question either. It's
Does he believe that pandas and cows are the same thing?
We don't have zoos in the inner forest gnome village. I assume a panda was like a cow.
there's something peculiar with his brain. He doesn't think sometimes. He can, but he doesn't choose to. I don't know. I'm trying to study him. But anyways,
He got sucked into a book, but he hasn't read many.
No, reading's not cool.
yeah, not figuratively, like literally sucked into a book. Not like yes. Anyways,
I'm glad we're figuring out Mr. Candy.
So, where'd you get the suit?
The panda suit?
Yes.
You
And
guys-
do they have another one in a smaller size?
You guys do remember that the Mr. Dandy you met walked with a limp.
Oh. I forgot that.
To ask him
What happened to your limp, Mr. Dandy?
Oh, this is a very expensive, high-performing mechanical suit that I wear in order to give me my abilities to fight crime in this city.
Post-90s freedom.
I would love to take a look at your suit. I'm a tinkerer myself by trade, and I would love to take a look at it. If there's any opportunity.
Did you make it yourself or did you buy it?
I bought it. I'm not much of a tinkerer myself. I do have some special kinku here that do have some mechanically inclined abilities.
Where's your Morgan Freeman?
Do you have a place that I could use as a tinkering lab? I have some modifications that I would like to make to some of my comrades, and I could maybe even do something with your suit. I am so excited right now.
Can you introduce me to these tinkering Cancus? I got an arm that needs looking at.
Well, I actually have a tinkering room on the party yacht that you guys recently stole. It's actually mine. It was stolen by Lord Privilegington, and now it's currently in possession of you. I can allow you guys to find this secret room should we have the time.
Boss.
Everybody looks over and sees the former Captain Featherbeard.
We installed a tinkering lab in the new airship, the one that looks like a pirate one we did. We wanted it to be ready for you in case you needed it.
Thank you, my child. I appreciate that so much.
Oh, that sounds great. So we get to keep the other yacht. That's awesome.
Keep them both.
Yeah, it works out. Works out.
Tiffy.
Are the Kinku his children?
He's outside.
He's outside.
Not here. Don't try to make this happen, Clint.
Yeah.
You do hear from the battle. You do hear from the forest. Keep running from me, boy, as if you are afraid.
Hey, Tiffy. You thinking what I'm thinking that we should get to tinkering?
Absolutely. I want to tinker on I want to check on your suit, Mr. Dandy, and your arm. Now that I would have proper supplies, and if there's any other modifications that my comrades would need at all, I would.
My twitchy friend would like to get in your pants.
Wait a minute. My
Lab.
twitchy friend would like to get into your pants. All of a sudden, he's a slut over here.
A lab? Your suit, yes. Very good one, Chud.
I want to redo my question.
Hey, Tiffy, you tinkering what I'm tinkering?
There it is.
We just went over this. You said it wrong the second time. Good joke, I guess. Not much one for humor, though. So, yuck.
Just then, Featherbeard taps on the panda's shoulder and whispers something into his ear.
Oh, wow. You and Grimmel have been busy then, haven't you? Wow. Okay.
Gross.
Well, lady and gentlemen, it appears a plan is already underway.
Excuse me, I don't identify as anything, so...
Yeah, be polite.
You have not cared one iota about the way people have gendered you this entire episode, but you now.
I don't know why I forgot my own canon.
That's cool.
Gentlemen's plural, and ladies her, right? So
Ladies and gentlemen, or other preferred things.
Lady and lay dudes.
There is a plan that I have had in place here. You guys were sent to collect Lord Privilegington's ship, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And we have parlayed with Featherbeard, and you now have this ship, yes?
I guess it's available. They're both ships are available to us now, I suppose.
Right, he's not taking my pleasure yacht back, just so we're clear on that. Mr. Dandy is keeping his Candyland ship.
No. We're keeping the ships.
I didn't think we went over that in our deal. What are you offering us for having freed your factory? We didn't get to go over that, and
also keeping your slave ring a secret.
I suggest not taking advantage of us, but I do say that we could be good allies. So, what are you proposing for us?
I am proposing that we take down Lord Privilegington, and then I can discuss and have more money free to you now that I have my factory back to give it back to you, or we can mechanically work on different items that you so desire. I can offer my labor to help enhance, looks like this young lady's arm, and maybe perhaps anything that you would like me to take a look at for you.
He called me a lady. I like it.
You can take a look at my empty wallet.
Money it is for you then, friend.
The Kenku say,
Boss, if you don't be wanting a pirate ship, that's not very practical. Why don't we just trade him ships? They give us the pleasure yacht, which is not ideal for criminals because it's not a combat ship. But what if we gave him the pirate ship?
That is precisely what I was suggesting. I don't think it came across clearly enough, though.
Oh.
I take the pleasure yacht.
Sorry, boss.
You guys take the pirate ship that you were supposed to bring back to Lord Privilegington. We take that and assault Lord Privilegington at his mansion.
He would think you guys were returning the ship. He'd probably let you stride right on into his bedroom.
I'm not opposed to that plan at all, and I feel like you seem like a much better ally, and would be more fortuitous to be aligned with in the future, giving us access to labs and information, and this could be a very good thing. Finally, something makes sense for us to do.
So we'll do it?
Yes.
Because I was on full against. But
I like this guy far more than privileging fuck. And yes, this is a good plan, Chud. You are also intelligent. What are your thoughts on this matter?
I vote yes. I think we should take the pirate ship, and I think we should help this fella and do some tinkering.
Boss, tell him what will happen if they don't take this deal. You have to strike at Lord Privilegington, otherwise he's just going to keep summoning more and more forces to aid him.
We already said we want to do it. What?
All of Lord Privilegington's forces are out searching for you guys right now. They don't know you're here. So, leaving Lord Privilegington from our last scouting mission pretty undefended.
Featherbeak's the closer on this argument here.
Okay.
I think we're on board.
Well, I just had more information from the scouting that was more up to date. I was going to tell the boss, and I'm sorry, boss. I didn't mean to ruin your presentation, boss.
Do you strike your subordinates?
You look so scared.
I do not. They're just very frightful and fearsome.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
What's slave mean? These people keep saying.
I have no idea what they're talking about, Featherbeard.
I can't wait for our candy paycheck.
You'll have all the candle you want.
I love candy.
Well, I'm not one to judge. I really don't care much about that. So, sure. Yes, all well and good. Let's kick some ass.
Well, let's get the cat and be on our way.
Just then, Gremmel kicks open a door, the opposite door from the side of the factory that Kevin left on, and says, "Lads, come to the ship. I got something to show you. By the way, we be switching ships. Things be looking a little different." He doesn't know that you guys know about the switch ship. I went to go ahead. Remember how I asked you what you guys wanted the name of the ship to be? Well, I didn't get a clear answer, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger. I think you guys are going to like it. Come check it out. He looks at Featherbeard. Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go, Gremmel. Load him up.
And Gremmel bids you to follow him and walks out the factory door.
Okay.
Gremmel do.
Follow him.
Everybody walks out the factory, but when they do, they notice on the side of the pirate ship, formerly the Kenku pirate ship, now our party's pirate ship, they see the USS Gertrude's Dudes.
Yeah.
Written on the side. I think I heard somebody mention it earlier, but it really had a ring to it. You guys like it?
Yeah.
Not particularly, but
Kind of
don't really
degrading,
care.
That's right, bitches.
I'm all right with it. I'd
You
be
my
proud.
dudes.
I'm proud to be a Trude's dude.
You're unwilling to give a lady top billing. That's not very woke here, Gremmel must say.
Well, Gremmel can say a lot of shit.
And I do. I
Yeah.
have a whole file of things about the cabbage person.
Yeah, apparently.
I haven't known you for that long, sir, and I'm filling up this book mighty quick. What you did to the jacuzzi was a right shame.
He was hoping for the SS sandwich tin, so he's a little disappointed.
I guess my only question is, Gertrude, is that your real name, or is that a fake? Because it's not wise to name a pirate ship after an actual person. Whatever.
We can just change your real name if it is.
Wait a minute, you saying that Gertrude's the Panda Man?
Panda woman.
Okay.
They call him Scooby Don't.
Almost cries.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
You follow them, Panda Man, right?
I have to make some arrangements first, but I will follow them out shortly.
It still has that new ship smell,
Well,
even though it's been filled with a bunch of dirty parrots.
Pirates.
Gremmel beckons you all onto the ship. We shouldn't be sticking around here long. We're not far away from the harbor. We're not far away from Crow's Point Harbor. We should probably find the ship a good place to hide, at least until nightfall.
Now, is this an airship or is this a regular water ship?
Airship.
Oh, well, another airship.
Can they go in the water? Like when we hide?
It can.
If we want to hide?
You could, it does operate as
You
a
wanna
regular
pretend like
ship.
we're a boat? And then
Nice.
fucking freak out a pirate?
Can it drive on land?
No, it can fly over land, which is, many argue, far superior to driving on land.
Is it though?
Yes.
I want this to be.
Oh, definitively.
Birds look down on us, jealous. Why can't I walk? Damn this freedom that these
Wish I
wings
had
allow me.
tires.
I just want this to be like one of those duck tours that you see in the city.
So is our plan to attack Lord Privilington? Is that what we're doing?
We're reconvening and gathering our plan and getting together. We're waiting till nightfall for the attack, I believe.
Are you coordinating? Is Panda Man coordinating with Featherbeard?
Yeah, Panda Man's inside talking with Featherbeard, and you see Featherbeard kind of go in the direction of where you guys left the pleasure yacht. Then Panda Man begins heading towards the battleship.
Can is there a facility to work on stuff on the ships, you said?
Did say on the pirate ship there's a tinkering lab.
Would you be able to modify my crossbow to shoot the ball bearings before we attack, or would that take too long?
Hold on to that. So Gremmel calls you all into the captain's room, looks at Tiffy and says, "Thank you for letting us in. This is your new quarters, by the way. Enjoy."
You're welcome.
This is beautiful. I'm so excited. I finally have a lab again.
It's certainly more rustic than your setting on the party yacht. You know, think of a pirate ship versus a modern day party yacht.
Tiffy doesn't give a shit. Tiffy likes utilitarian.
This ship is much larger, and not only that, this thing is now yours. So this ship, once you guys pick up crew, you guys can start customizing this ship out whichever way you want. Right now it has a tinkering lab and has 6 cannons on each side.
Actual cannons or t-shirt cannons?
These are actual cannons.
Upgrade. But can you put t-shirts in there?
Good question.
If they are rolled into a cannonball
And
size.
sealed in a fire retardant.
You wrap the t-shirt around the cannonball so the
Could you
victims jump
There
in
you go,
front,
Chad.
try to catch
I
it.
like that idea.
Boom.
I like that.
Oh, I want a Padres shirt. Hell yeah. God.
Boom.
It's a Gertrude's dude shirt.
I like that. That's how you move merch. Is
And it's
Shoot it
Chud
on
with
the
like
people.
the Charlie's Angel pose.
it's great.
You also think that
You need
t-shirt
one
cannon would
for
also
your-
dislocate your arm firing it or rip it
yeah.
off. Be around 200 pounds to carry.
I'm imagining like a 5'2", 5'3" cheerleader firing that out to the crowd and just immediately getting knocked onto the...
Our t-shirt cannon girls, the average life expectancy is like 3 games, Padre games.
What's the alcohol situation on the new ship?
And welcome to your new ship, the USS Gertrude's Dudes.
Lothario recoils a little bit
same.
every
Speculative
time.
Cabbage has a little shiver every time.
I hope you know this is gonna go straight to Gertrude's head.
Gremmel has a stone of far speech that he had just got done talking to a Kenku. You assume it was Captain Featherbeard, though all Kenku voices sound the same to your racist asses.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Oh, is that why they sound the same? Because we're racist?
you show me on one of you where your language is Kenku.
Well, I
Yours
guess
not
it's
just
canon
a
now.
lazy
You're
DM.
racist.
Wow.
I have a comprehend languages spell.
Okay, then
Oh.
Does it comprehend other cultures and
Chud-
your own prejudices?
I don't know. It says
It does-
as ritual, whatever that means.
it helps you get woke.
If you're casting a ritual spell, you can cast it as a ritual instead of using a spell slot. It just takes longer for you to perform the ritual.
Okay,
It's like a longer casting time, but
I see. For
Also-
the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. The spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or a glyph.
Gotcha. And since these Kenku are speaking common, if you wanted to cast that spell, I would allow you to hear differences in their voices and cadence and stuff. So
Okay.
you would force me to do some more Kenku voices. But
Let's
I
do
would
it.
give it to
Do
you.
it. Make it
Okay, so
difficult.
Chud Bingsley, after being called unwoke, sits down and starts casting the several minute long ritual it takes for this spell.
I'm trying to be woke AF. I'm trying to be woke AF.
Are you like taking a dreadlock and wrapping it around a
Yeah.
dream catcher with some crystals
Oh my God.
I put on my Birkenstocks.
and a Bernie Sanders t-shirt?
And-
Like a severed.
Yes. And those like Baja pants or whatever. Later, I have a spell called Floating Disc, so I can play frisbee golf.
Oh, that is woke.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I got a whip, and that's. I mean,
Not woke.
yeah.
I'm gonna cast my Create Hacky Sack spell.
Yes.
So yeah, I try to comprehend languages spell.
All right, excellent. So Chud sits down for this comprehend languages spell. Throughout this conversation that Gremmel's having, you do hear a Kenku eventually squawk in with more details.
And a thirst for freedom.
And Gremmel will respond, but it's going to take you a few minutes for the spell to become active. It takes a few minutes for the spell to channel.
No problem.
So we're going to continue. At some point, your spell will become active.
Cool.
So Gremmel says, all right, well, we have the beginnings of a plan, and we think this will work. Here's the thing. If we don't handle this situation with Lord Privilegington now, he's just going to continue to call in reinforcements. Right now, we're kind of on the outskirts, and so he doesn't have direct reinforcements to his father's army. But we can go ahead and handle some broed-out thugs here in town, but we couldn't handle the full force of Sir Thaddeus Kensington Privilegington V's army.
You couldn't handle the full force of us when we were tired at breakfast time.
It took a lot of patience, I will say that. I've had easier jobs as a first mate, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
And he adds something else to the book that just says decorative cabbage on it.
Dick. It's another check mark next to the dick.
Fucking contrarian ass motherfucker.
Decorative cabbage. That's not how you spell it.
You spell it your way, I spell it mine.
Well, so you're talking about a larger force who's not available right now. But what happens after you're proposing that we kill the 6th, and what happens with the 5th when we kill his son?
Yeah.
Well, once we be doing that, I'm actually working out on that. Do you remember that Kiwi-looking Aarakocra a bit ago?
Yes, of course.
Well, he's actually a liaison to an organization that I'm going to let you guys know about. You guys have heard whispers of the December Society, haven't you? Roll a history check.
Which number?
Who was the highest one?
18.
18. Tiffy with
Mine's 21 then.
all right.
Worse, actually.
21. We're gonna go with Chud then. Gertrude really has never heard of this. Some of you have heard rumors and everything, but Chud, you must have known some people in the organization with a role like that. Chud knows this as to be a secretive organization. Some people think it's a rumor, but Chud knows for a fact that it does exist. And this is the organization that's been plotting a lot of the anti-establishment movements. They're the ones who've been supporting the Kenku pirates. They've been the ones fighting for the little guy. They're a self-appointed loose alliance of freedom fighters.
Are they all endangered? Are they all endangered creatures?
We are spreading terrible knowledge because when we introduced that character, I said he was a Kiwi. We had Gertrude think he was a dodo. No, I'm sorry. That's insulting to Gertrude. We had SaraLee Steiner believe that he was a dodo. And now you believe that the Kiwi's endangered, which, let me see where the WWF falls. What level, where are they in the endangered species?
I don't care.
I feel like they are.
They are delicious because they're green inside. I've seen
I've
their eggs in the
yeah,
supermarket.
I've been to Tiger.
Gremble then continues to say, if we be doing this will be a serious blow to the establishment. Dissembled society would look very favorably upon this. Furthermore, they'd probably harbor you guys and help keep you guys safe. They probably might even make you full-on members if you played your cards right.
Do I get a jacket?
He says no, but when he picks up his piratey hat, you see an awesome bandana that says, we only give these out to gold members.
I want one.
It's like a lift.
I smell a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Does anyone else just?
No.
I'm not gonna buy into any of your packets just so I can sell it at cheap wholesale.
It's not a marketing scheme. Once I get you 6 involved, and then you get 6 other people involved.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it pays for itself. By the way, can I get you a stew and some vitamins?
I got some candy.
Decorative Cabbage, taps his hand on his recovery candy that he got from Mr. Dandy. Mr. Dandy is on the ship right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So can we get more candy since we saved your candy shop?
Of course. What kind of candy are you looking for?
Sandwich candy?
Yes, you want another pastrami flavored
No,
candy?
I was just kidding right then. I want ones that make my finger guns better. Have you seen me shoot these finger guns?
Fortunately, yes, I have. It's quite a sight to see.
It's pretty great. It's pretty rad. I want more.
I can give you stuff to make your attacks have a better chance of landing.
How many?
Unfortunately, I can only give you one at a time. If you do decide to take more than one at a time, it'll increase your chances, but there's some serious side effects that do happen.
Do you want a drink?
I would love a drink. Do you have wine?
Excuse me, Dandy. How long should one be recommended to take a break from the candy?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Yes. Typically, it's 1 candy per day, depending on the effects that it has. Minor candies, you can usually get through 1 an hour, but the long rest candies, the candies that make you feel like you've recovered fully, that's 1 per day. If you take more than 1 per day, serious side effects can occur.
Is there an issue with taking one instead of sleeping recurringly, 1 per day?
The more you take, the more side effects there are to it, so you have to be very careful how you take them.
Mr. Dandy reaches into his pocket, pulls out a variety of candies in a variety of colors, presumably with different effects.
If the candy affects me for more than 4 hours, should I consult a physician?
No, that's just a glorious side effect. You should.
How hard is the candy?
We're talking about dick pills.
What? We're talking about arcane candy. I'm sorry.
TP doesn't know about dick pills.
If you eat the candy and you're a cat person, does it make you abnormally silent for about an hour?
When you guys are done with this, I actually want to address that. That's the next point.
He's still down there.
Yes.
He is.
Never got him.
Can I get one of those hangover candies again?
Yes, here's another one for you right here.
Thank you.
You, cabbage person, what kind of candy would you like? I have these candies that'll give you advantage on your next 3 attacks. It makes you more accurate.
Do you have any candy with THC?
I have some sleeping candy that will help you go to sleep, if that's what you're looking for.
Do you have candy that'll, prop you up a little bit and give you a kick?
No,
Lothario?
I already asked, man. No, it doesn't have that.
The closest thing I have to that is the long rest candy that I recently gave.
So I have the long rest and I have an attack candy.
Yes, I can give you one that'll give you advantage on your next 3 attacks.
All right, I want that attack candy.
There you go, kind sir.
All right.
And you, my roguish-looking, handsomely dressed friend, what would you like?
Do you have watermelon?
Yes, I'll give you the same candy as I gave this other gentleman, just watermelon flavor.
Ah, awesome. That was great.
Soft chew, or would you like something hard to suck on?
Panda Man reaches
You know
for
I
a
don't
sip.
have to answer that question. And I don't break eye contact.
So, do you have anything that would help me with my tinkering in any way?
Yeah, like a tinker candy?
Yes, I can give you this candy here. It'll make you more intelligent while you're trying to tinker. Essentially, it gives you advantage on any tinkering checks that you do for the next hour.
That would be
Will
delicious.
it make him stutter?
What about
I
a never
do not have any
stutter
stutter-proof
stopper?
candy. I don't have anything like that, unfortunately.
Damn.
I can have my researchers look into that, though.
Tell him about the side effects if they take too much, boss.
You hear coming over the intercom, Grimmel's handset.
Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation.
I use Awakened Mind to Lothario. I bet it's slavery, the side effect. Seems to be what's going down a lot.
Slavery?
Yeah, no, never had it before.
Never had it before.
Is
Looking
it-
around like paranoid.
Is this slavery or addiction?
Yeah, both.
You've never communicated with Lothario telepathically, so this first time really bothers you. He's just going crazy. He's looking
I
around.
could hear your voice in my body, in my entire being.
The schizophrenia is kicking in.
Yeah, very much like that.
He responds like he's thinking something. Like he responds like thinking it's going to come out in his head or something. Like, yeah, this guy's a fucking slaver. Says it out loud.
I should just say, yeah, this guy's a fucking slaver.
If everybody's done getting candies,
not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
One more question, Mr. Dandy. Do you know if these are safe for all races? Are there any races that act abnormally or different?
I've not had any experience. These are arcane candies, so it's arcane energy going into you. It just has a sweet, delicious flavor.
Oh, you don't have any candies for genocide? Okay. Well, Tiffy, did we answer your question about genocide?
There's no racist candy, Tiffy.
Chud, would you like a different type of candy?
You got anything that I can use to transmute myself into another creature that's not a cow? I mean, just temporarily, like a dragon or something like that.
Unfortunately, my polymorph candies are not quite there yet. I need a couple more tinkering and...
How about like a tougher cow?
How about like a panda?
Well, yes, I have this candy here that can increase your armor class by 2.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, I'll take it.
That would be very good for
So that lasts for 1 hour.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Here's a glass of milk.
Why, thank you, young man. Thank you so much.
Panda Man pops a cookie-flavored candy in his mouth and then takes a sip of milk.
From his utility belt?
Okay, yeah.
Animal cracker?
He takes it out from inside of his sweaty suit, takes a sweaty piece of candy. Just in the distance, you guys can hear, Lothario! Help!
Oh, shit.
Help!
Oh, shit.
And it's in the distance. Everybody runs out to the deck of the ship. Go and roll me a perception check if you are included in that, everybody. Natural 20. Okay.
15.
Of course, he's my friend.
Yeah.
Natural
16.
You know what?
So-
He got the natural 20. We got this. As soon as he hears his best friend, a friend who he probably didn't realize he cared about as much as he is realizing now at this moment, when he hears Kevin in trouble, Lothario is the first one out the door
Drop what I'm doing.
with insane speed. He almost activates his. He almost steps on the heels of his shoes, releasing him from his clothing again.
Yeah,
but
I this rope to get that extra millisecond speed.
but misses, runs to the edge of the ship, and with a natural 20, he can see exactly what's happening. He sees several harpies. 2 of them are carrying Kevin flying through the sky. One of them are with both claws grabbing onto his right arm. The other one with 2 claws grabbing onto his left arm. You look and you see actually a pretty bloodied up Kevin. Looks like there was some combat. You actually look down, you see 2 dead harpies on the ground, but you see 4 in the sky. They are flying off. They hop onto a smaller, very quick airship. They go straight in the direction of the mayor's manor.
So, do we see it too, or are we like in the front of the ship still?
Just then, Lothar, everybody else is
Guys,
kind of...
you won't believe what I just saw. I just saw 2 bloodied harpies on the ground. 4 bloody harpies picking up Kevin, who's also tattered and ripped to shreds. And they flew him straight to an airship. And guess what? I think they're taking him right to Crow's Point.
That's hilarious. What a fuck up.
That's an incredibly accurate restatement of what happened.
That's hilarious.
You have a keen eye there, Mr. Lothario.
He was wearing mostly blue.
So he's dead, right?
Hope he's got 9 lives.
You keep hearing, Lothario.
Yeah, by my count, he's got like 6 left. So I think we should go back and get him.
Cat's out of the bag.
I don't know.
God.
How many hit
Damn
points do I have left? How many hit points do I have left after that? All right, so we have to choose if we're gonna go. If I get this right? If I understand, we're gonna keep going to course, or we're gonna go back and rescue the cat.
We have 2 ships, right?
The grandma says, give me just a moment. I need to talk to some of my Kenku scouts out in the field. You hear him pull out a stone of our speech.
Get on the squawk box.
Yeah.
Can you?
Chet can understand this now, right? With a different dialect. Than
That's right. Okay, so
Thank you.
everybody else heard a Kenku voice as,
This is a Kenku voice. This is what we sound like, called like a parrot if he were British.
It's sickening hearing you say this.
But what does a real
It's worth looking
Kenku
at
sound
it.
like?
we'll find out because I have yet to discover it myself. But we're gonna. Gremel grabs his sonofar speech and says, "Don't worry, we have scouts and we have men on the inside. We can get to the bottom of this. I don't believe they've seen us yet. Otherwise, I don't think they would have taken Kevin. They would have probably called in reinforcements and not taken him in. I imagine they're taking him in for questioning right now. So I
They
believe we have
questioned the
some
fuck out of him, dude.
And
He's
he,
covered in blood.
Yeah, he looks like he's been thoroughly questioned.
Okay. As soon as I comprehend that, I communicate that to Tiffy.
hold on 1 second, because he's not. Pathfinder 1, Pathfinder 1, as waited. Pathfinder 1, do we have any word from our scouts? Have they discovered us? Is there any word about the cat? And then coming from the other voice, everybody else will, by the way, hear this as,
Word on the radio is that they got the cat, man. They're taking him to the boss for questioning. We don't believe they found you guys yet. The plan is still a go.
what
I thought the birds were on our side.
What Chad hears is, hello, my good man, yes. They've got that noble tabaxi paladin Kevin, trust that Lord Privilegington. They're taking him straight to his clutches for questioning. And no, I don't believe they found out. Brilliant hiding spot, Gribble.
So that's their spy on the
Yeah.
inside.
Brilliant hiding. No, this is just what you hear. You hear diversity in the voices.
Yeah.
So you actually hear. You don't hear a stripped down version of the Kenku talking. You hear the way Kenku would hear this guy talking.
Yeah, but who's this Kenku? He's someone on the ship or just...
Hey, not all. He could hear Larry the Cable Guy Kenku in like 2 seconds. You don't know. This one though is very sophisticated.
They're all Kenku. They all sound the same to us.
No, I understand that. I'm just wondering who this specific Kenku was. I thought you thought he was a spy.
To me, it sounds like someone on the inside of the palace.
He is not. Gremmel just said, if you guys are thinking that he be the man on the inside, no. Lord Privilegington would never hire a Kenku. No. I'm talking to Pathfinder 2. He's the lead of one of our best scouting teams, and he is actually the one who's in direct contact with our man on the inside of Lord Privilegington's place.
Okay.
I bet you he's the panda man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna investigate on it.
Dandy is the panda. He's right
That's a theory.
there.
That's a running theory.
No,
I've been tracing that trace. Well, I'm keeping my mind sharp.
Dandy moves in front of Cabbage and begins putting the hood on and off in front.
One more time.
Yeah.
Gremmel, while you guys are having this talk, he continues talking. He says, all right, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, and you guys are the captains here, but I believe our plan is still in place. They're taking him to the mayor's mansion for questioning. Well, guess what? In a couple hours, that's where we're going. We're going to go take Lord Thaddeus Privilegington's airship back to him. I say we suggest our rescue attempts when we get him by surprise and deliver his airship.
It's just a question. How violent is Thaddeus in questioning people in Kevin's position? Does he have time?
Well, actually, no. That's where we've hit a bit of a good spot. It turns out that his right-hand man, Polly Sr., did a lot of his torturing, and he hasn't been able to be found in the past couple of days, so I believe your buddy Kevin has hit a bit of a bright spot there. His son, Polly Jr., we took care of today, so...
Oh, I took care of Polly Sr. at Flame Festival with my compatriots.
That's right.
Well, then we might be in a spot of luck, because I don't believe from the enemy chatter that they know Polly Sr.'s dead. They're probably going to be waiting for him before they start any real torture on him.
Good, and any questioning that they do, luckily, Kevin's too stupid to answer intelligently.
I do believe getting information out of that one will be a wee bit difficult.
Yeah, it's not like me. Luckily, I'm on board.
Maybe if we get there...
Dad, he writes another thing in his decorative cabinet. Fucking stupid.
Maybe if we get there quick enough, I can pose as Paulie D and try to... Paulie Sr.
What, you want to torture him? You're a sick
I like that.
Try to save him.
He's in our group.
That's very intelligent. I like you, Chud.
Jealousy intensifies.
I'm
Fingers start to glow with eldritch energy.
Yeah, I want to start having a jealousy check each time. And once it reaches a certain number, I get to decide what decorative cabbage does. No,
You're real upset in here. Not liking this panda.
Because it's Chud still the panda.
I'm not liking this panda one bit.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the plan right now. We can feel free to adjust it. And I think we're going to have to a bit. I like Mr. Bingsley's plan of impersonating Polly Sr. That's right smart of you.
Apparently
He
everyone
looks over
does.
at Decorative Cabbage.
Yeah, apparently everyone likes it.
I suggest we wait until nightfall. We got an early start on today. It's we have about an hour and a half or 2 hours till noon. I suggest we get a long rest, everybody recharge their spells, take a moment to themselves. We'll plan this out properly, and we'll commence around 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening.
Drinking time.
Decorative Cabbage plugs in his tap.
Mouths right to the tap again.
Plugs his tap into the side of the pirate ship, pulls the tap, and some old barrel-aged stout comes out of the tap into his mouth. He doesn't even have a cup.
Yeah, exactly. No need. Anyone want a drink? I could spit this baby bird style.
Clint's mouth is watering, but Tiffy's isn't.
All right.
Stouts.
All right, if that's be the plan, I suggest everybody go steal themselves away. I've only been inside Lord Privilegington's place once. I believe he might have some tricks in store for us.
So, can he work on my crossbow or no?
Yes, this is all shit that can happen.
Bam.
You guys have about 9 hours. If you guys want to spend that in a particular way, this might be a good time to get some rest. Recharge those spell slots.
Okay.
So
I feel like we did that on the last airship.
Yeah,
we
just had a
big
battle,
day.
but I only used
That's
it
what you
once.
do on airships.
I know.
So it's very relaxing.
Well,
Literally
you
time
use,
travel.
both you guys use some spells.
Yeah,
So
okay.
so that'd be good.
can
Since
take
we're
a
waiting
rest.
anyway. Just
Yeah, I
get 'em back.
definitely used a spell
Is there a
slot.
jacuzzi on this airship?
Oh, no, there'd not be a
A swimming
jacuzzi.
pool?
As a matter of fact, there don't be an open bar either. The only
Oh
thing we
my-
have here is, because all we have down here is a couple barrels of rum.
I used Awaken Mind on Lothario one more time. This ship was a downgrade.
Getting panicked, he's looking around, and he looks at him, and he's looking at a decorative cabbage with no lips moving, and he's just terrified.
Also, Decorative Cabbage won't acknowledge that he did nothing
Yeah,
either.
you
He's
get a
just looking
blank
off
stare.
his face.
Yeah, blank stare, looking just past my ear with his mouth agape. I was like, am I imagining his thoughts? Lothario starts to think he might have powers.
Yeah. starts flirting with the ideas of this kid.
But in reality, all I crave is a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, every time you go into my head, I always crave a sandwich when you leave.
How many times can this happen until you ask Mr. Dandy for some like antipsychotic candy?
I was actually considering that, or having something to help me sleep because my friend just got carted away by 4 birds.
Yeah, he's having a rough day. He's abnormally quiet.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts on this play? They just took your friend.
I know you're dressed like shit. Your clothes don't match. What the fuck's wrong with you, buddy?
I'm just beside myself, guys. I don't know. Honestly, I think we should be getting behind Kevin right now and going after him. But I'm not the pilot.
Yeah.
We could do anything you want. Nobody's stopping you from heading out on your own. This is just the plan.
Hint on your own.
Get the fuck off my pirate ship.
Fuck right off.
But you guys can do whatever you want. This is just a plan I've laid out. You guys are welcome to alter it or say fuck you to Gremmel, and it's hard work altogether.
It is the Wonder Person with direction.
It's like, yeah, you guys say no, and he like rips up all these like pages of plans he has, rips a map off the wall. Fuck you too.
Throws away some conspicuous handbook. Whatever. It looks like I won't be needing this.
I'll remember I hate him.
Yeah. So I'm getting drunk, right?
Lothario, I understand, but it seems as though we have the information that he should be fine, and our most probable chance of success is to wait.
Lothario, we could have members of our Pathfinder 2 team take you out to scout Lord the Mansion while we're waiting up. I figure you could probably help them with your natural ability to sneak things and case a joint.
Wow, you just took that right out of my mind. That's incredible. I'm down for doing that.
All right.
But could I leave my crossbow with Tiffy? Tiffy, would you mind taking a look at it? And
I'd love to.
Seeing if you can modify it so I can shoot these ball bearings?
Yes, so you mentioned that you'd like to shoot ball bearings instead of crossbow
I got
bolts,
1,000 ball
as well.
bearings. I have so many ball bearings. Might as well make them useful.
Do you want it multifunctional, or just? It would be much easier to just modify it to just shoot ball bearings. But
No,
would you also like it?
multifunctional.
Okay.
Yeah, I want it all, baby. I want
Figure
my
something
cake
out.
and to eat it.
If you guys pursue this, I'm going to say that unless you guys have a different design, I'm going to say these ball-bearing rounds are meant to be less lethal rounds. So, like, maybe if your goal is to knock somebody unconscious as opposed to put a hole in their head. And yes, shooting a ball bearing at high speed at somebody's head is pretty deadly too, but it's less deadly than a sharpened bolt. So I would say...
Yeah, but
I would say...
it's a dumb idea. We can just not
That's
do
a
that.
shotgun effect.
That's what I wanted.
Oh,
but yeah.
several? If you want to shoot several, I'll give you...
That's what it would be. It'd be like ball bearings, plural.
Okay, I'll...
Just like a whole rack instead of one arrow's worth.
You're really trying to get him to make a ball bearing shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will allow.
We don't have to.
I'll think. No. I'll think it'll be a different damaging type round. You'll roll like maybe instead of 1d8, you'll roll like maybe
Whatever works.
3d4. So like
Boom.
you have the potential for more
It's
damage.
just the
You can make it like a
thing
15-foot
from-
cone type thing.
Yeah.
I think you should
Yeah.
also strap that flamethrower
I like
on
that.
it like aliens and just have the
That's
triple
nice.
weapon. Yeah.
But it
That's
takes
nice.
a bonus action to load it. You can
It's just
say.
a constant
Okay.
flame. At the
Mhm,
end.
I love that.
So he can
Hot
shoot.
ball
He
bearing.
That
can
was
shoot,
sick,
do
yeah.
2 attacks per round, but instead of this, he loads the ball bearings in, fires, and it's his bonus action to reload and fire again in a 15-foot cone.
If you're going to have him work on this, here's what's going to happen. You have 1,000 ball bearings. You can use this as many times as you want. But what you're doing is you're sacrificing. You normally would have 2 shots with your crossbow.
Yeah, it'd be 1.
It'd be 1 shot with the crossbow. It would be it would hit several targets within a 15-foot radius.
Mhm.
We'll say 4d4. So 4 started dice, and it requires your bonus action to load it. So you're going to have to spend the whole bonus action loading it, and then you can fire.
It's, for on my next turn.
Yeah, so it'd be very devastating in a short-range shotgun type situation.
Boom.
All right?
Thank you.
So if that's what you want,
Can Mr. Dandy help Tiffy figure this out so he doesn't have to use his candy right now if he doesn't want to? To get
Yeah.
advantage on whatever tinkering checks.
I like that.
yeah, you guys have about 9 to 10 hours before the operation presents itself. The plan is to pick up Lothario on the way. So about 2 hours. It takes 2 hours for Pathfinder 2 team to come pick up Lothario in a smaller airship.
I'll rest until they get me.
An air lifeboat, and they take them out, and Lothario spends time scouting on this mission. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. Go ahead and add your perception check, and we're going to see how well you do on your mission. This will be applied next episode. 19 plus a lot, I bet.
Plus a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so what he's doing is next episode, this is how good your intelligence will be going into Lord Privilegington's place. Tiffy, you said you and Mr. Dandy are going to work on the crossbow?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a tinkering check, both of you. Or Tiffy with advantage.
I'm giving him advantage.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me pull up that page.
So actually my perception is -1, so it's 18.
All right, so Lothario rolls an 18 on his reconnaissance check, and that's going to go ahead and be applied next episode with...
And I don't have my crossbow because he's got it on his possession, right?
Gotcha, so you are crossbowless. You have your other weapons up. So Tiffy does a tinkering check with advantage. What you got? Your proficiency plus your intelligence.
Intelligence, and then because of my one thing that I have, it's double proficiency. So intelligence plus 4 plus 4, 8. 7 plus 8, that's 15.
It ends up taking them about 4 hours. While it was mostly success, there were a couple drawbacks along the way. They found a few designs that don't work, that will never work, but they finally found something that they believe will serve Lothario well.
The sleeve idea was clever, but just did not work at all. I had to go with the cup.
You see what looks like a boy's sports athletic cup holding a bunch of ball bearings.
Oh, man.
I'm lucky I hid that in my panda suit.
All right, does anybody else do anything? You said you were drinking.
Drinking.
Decorative cabbage, getting drunk.
So I'm refilling all my spell slots now, right? Like, yes, I should be refilling all of my spell slots with this rest, right? I think I have one left to refill.
Decorative cabbage drinks till he passes out. When he wakes up, I'll tell you what, you tell me if you have a hangover, but all of your spell slots will be full.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's good.
As a warlock, he only needs to take a short rest to refill his spell
So
slots
all of them
anyways.
fill up, or just, I thought it was one for rest.
No, they all fill up. You have so few spell slots to begin with that...
Then he would use like a magic slot just to create like a bad boombox. So just to lullaby him to sleep with his drunken tap, and then refill it.
I just thought it'd be funny if whenever you get blackout drunk, you wake up with new spells. You're like, how the fuck did I get this ability? How did I...
Curse of herpes, what's this?
Upon finishing building the crossbow, I'd like to leave my suit with Tiffy so he can look at it when he wants. The panda suit. It's just all you really see is a robotic suit inside of this panda suit. Just kind of built all the way up to give me enhanced my leg abilities, to give me the dexterity that I need to do what I'm doing, and it's attached to my arms. And you see, as I take it off, I have like holes drilled into my arm where it connects.
Ouch.
And then I'd like to go over to Gertrude because she said she wanted help with her arm.
All right, Mr. Dandy with his cane kind of hobbles over to Gertrude.
Well, young lady, you requested some help with your arm there. Can I be of any assistance? What would you like me to do?
Do you know how to make it better? I'm just looking for anything to make it better. All I can really do right now is like decent high fives.
I would say that you can stretch your arm out 30 meters in an Inspector Gadget fashion.
I'm sorry, I can also inspect.
She can grab dicks from across the room. She's done it before.
Also inspect gadgets.
Inspect his gadget.
You have suggested before that you would either like finger guns or at least the ability to light a cigarette with your finger.
I think the cigarette lighting's more important right now.
Okay, that's probably going to take away one of your jelly fingers, though, and make it less jelly-like and more lighter-like.
I think I'm okay with this. Can it be the middle finger?
Yes, most definitely. Any finger you desire.
Can I also just give off a flaming middle finger that way?
Of course, you can do whatever you desire.
Perfect.
All right, are you going to assist? Is anybody going to assist Mr. Dandy as he does this?
I left Tiffy with the suit to inspect. So
I don't know if Tiffy's got enough time to do all this.
Well, Gertrude, would you like to assist him as he does this?
Sure. I only need to sleep for 4 hours.
Gotcha. And we'll say that you've already burned 4 hours with Tiffy, so you're just not going to arrest Mr. Dandy.
Yeah, I don't need a rest.
Gotcha.
He's got candy.
It's got that upper candy.
All right, so let's say Gertrude, to help give him advantage, let's say, you know what, in Gertrude's case, Gertrude agrees to not talk to him and let him concentrate, and that is her assisting.
Just watching.
So Mr. Dandy is working in an environment where he doesn't have to deal with constant sexual advances.
I'm going to say that the reason she's not talking is because in her mind, she's thinking about how great it's going to be to have this middle finger lighter, and also thinking about a potential opportunity to have moonshine in her mouth and then blow it out like a fire breather.
I like that.
I rolled a 14 plus 7 for a 21.
21, nice. Gertrude was so fixated on this lighter finger that she, despite having a very wealthy, presumably single man groping her robotic arm, didn't even have a horny thought in the world.
She's a changed woman.
Yeah, that was that one candy.
Gertrude's become a completely different character in like 6 episodes.
It's called an arc.
It's a lot of character development very
Looks
quickly.
like Damien's against evolution.
Looks like Damien's against character development.
God created a player character in 6 days. So Mr. Dandy, without any interference from Gertrude, is actually able to improve upon this mechanism substantially. He finds a way to use the arcane and electrical infrastructure that's already within her arm to actually find a way to heat the metal at the end of her finger. It's not immediate yet. With about 30 seconds, the end of her finger kind of becomes like a cigarette lighter. He actually left a little slot that if you could obtain small little cartridges of butane or any other flammable liquid, you could actually make it a flame. There's just a little slot right about where the inner tricep is on Gertrude's arm for little for flammable canisters.
This is awesome.
So right now it's just a lighter, not a flamethrower?
It's like a car lighter as opposed to that.
It's like, yeah.
That was going to be my next question, actually.
Okay.
It's like right now, if you without that little butane canister, it's like a car cigarette
It
lighter.
pushes up against people and like it burns like after a couple seconds, but it really burns.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
way
you
to
could fuck
teach
somebody
kids.
up with that finger.
Nice.
You can teach a kid a lesson. You know? Play with fire. Yeah.
Also, if that's my proctology finger, ooh.
Yeah, you are aware that we give people your name when they call CPS. Well, I don't know what city he lives in. His name's Dan
not me, you know,
Sanbone, and he
saying
burns
she
his
could
kids
do
with.
that.
His name's Dan Cabbage.
Cabbage.
All right, Chud, what are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Find Familiar before I go to take my long or short rest or whatever it is.
Excellent. And you know the way the spell works, right?
I know it's a ritual spell and that you gain the service of some kind of spirit animal that you choose.
Correct.
And that animal can act independently of you, but is also can obey your commands in combat and stuff.
Correct.
I thought I would create a hawk named Hudson. Have it, watch me, make sure I'm all right while I sleep, but maybe also scout out and try to make sure our missing friend is all right.
Chud sits down. Looks like he's just meditating groovy style.
I have charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Here's the thing with that. A lot of these spells, when
Yeah.
you're deep role playing, they require ingredients.
Yeah.
But that's like It's way down this show way too much to have you guys know. I'm sorry, you didn't go to the store that one time and
Sure.
grab soot, so I'm just going to say you guys can cast spells without...
I keep herbs.
Yeah.
But I'm def gonna like pull out my Madonna bra and just throw it for him to help.
I think it's a brass Madonna bra.
Okay.
I don't think it's that kind of brazier.
Brazier.
Brazier, right.
I
Is that how you say it?
So Chud sits there emotionally. There's a joint in his lips. It burns all the way from the tip by the time he's done down to a roach in his mouth. There is a bra that he doesn't remember getting somehow over his head because he was so deep in meditation. But when he's finally done, he opens his eyes, removes the brass bra from his head, and on his shoulder, you can see a majestic
celestial
purple hawk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a little hat,
and a name tag that says, "Hello, I'm Hudson."
Yeah.
Yes.
A smart little
Purple,
hat.
and he's got some silver in him too, so it's kind of bald-headed, kind of a bald hawk. That doesn't
With like a featherless up top.
yeah, kind of a like a silvery mohawk.
Does
kind
he have
of
like a bow tie? Is he?
See, I like how you went back to the Cisco look with the silver,
thing. Yeah, I
artificial
got the
silver hair.
silver, and he is wearing a thong.
Gertrude, do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I just.
Want to check out my bird?
I kind of want to check out this bird.
Nice.
Because I hear it's got thighs. Like, what?
What?
All right, before we get to Gertrude, actually, let's handle Tiffy. Tiffy, what did you want to do?
Oh, that suit. As soon as he leaves it with me, Tiffy wants to attempt to figure out exactly how it works and see what's going on with it, just so I can have like a plan for recreating one of those suits for a future date.
All right, go ahead and roll a tinkering check.
Okay, let's go. Hey, there we go. It's a 12 plus 8, right? Is it? Yeah, 8. So 20.
All right, you actually learn a lot about this suit. He's breaking down the schematics. He sees the way the joints work. It's a very advanced system. He could see why Mr. Dandy actually had to have holes in him put in so that the suit can interact better. He looks at the arcane capacitor, which is an advanced prototype, which allows the suit to react instantaneously to Mr. Dandy's movements and thoughts to anticipate danger. The suit, for what you can see, is an excellent way to blend biological and mechanical / arcane properties into one more powerful being.
Ah, very interesting. Wonderful design. I have to ask him who built this. I would love to meet them and pick their brain, as it were. Where is Dandy?
Dandy, you remember Dandy is helping Gertrude at this moment.
Okay.
He's not sleeping. If you'd want to talk to Mr. Dandy, you can do that. In fact, if you want to do that, we'll do that now.
Okay. Mr. Dandy, I reverse engineered your suit and figured out everything about it. It is a very fantastic design. Who do you know who built this? Did you have it commissioned directly or indirectly?
I had it commissioned directly. It was made at the main city, the tower there, where the floating city. Do you remember that? Have you been there?
You guys would remember the Citadel. The Citadel is the famous floating structure, probably the most famous structure in all of Sostagaria. It is the head of governments for this world.
Huh. Do I know about the Citadel? That's a very silly question. Of course. Who does? Yes, of course. That is very impressive that you have connections in the Citadel. You are proving to be even better ally than I originally expected.
Why, thank you, my young friend. You're not so bad yourself. Very smart, very intuitive with all this technology around you.
You saw when I was tinkering. What I was. Well, you saw my secret.
You would have, if he did use his ability, which you said you did, right? You would have seen at the very least, depending upon how much he revealed to you, that he has at least robotic hands with attachments that come out that help him tinker.
Are you fully warforged, or is that just your arms?
I think it's about time that I tell the rest of my party. Only Cabbage knows as of yet, but yes, I am warforged.
Meanwhile,
right.
Lothario's sleeping like miles away.
So right now, he's only telling Mr. Dandy. Yeah, so.
Well, take your time in telling people. As someone who's disguised himself for quite some time, it's got to be the right time and the right place to let people know.
I trust. Well, many of them are too stupid to lie, so I trust Kevin implicitly because he's very stupid, and I already trust Cabbage and Bingsley, Mr. Chud. He's very intelligent, so I was unsure, but he's a very straightforward person. So there's that, and well, Lothario's not here, but he's all right.
You guys
no comments about Gertrude. That's cool. That's fine.
We're talking about people.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. Tiffy doesn't think too much about Gertrude
Guys, I
now
just
that
want
he
you to know,
touched her hand once.
I do have feelings. Okay?
Gertrude doesn't, but Sarah does.
Sarah does.
Oh, Clint likes SaraLee Steiner just fine.
But that fucking
Tiffy
Gertrude.
is a hard sell. He doesn't really care about people much.
Tiffy somehow hates SaraLee as well.
Tiffy hates puns, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tiffy also hates me, so.
I don't need this abuse.
Mr. Dandy knows this, but I'm going to give some exposition for you guys and the fans. Mr. Dandy understands the reason that Tiffy would hide who they are. And the reason is because fully awakened Warforged that are not openly serving somebody else programmed to be servants are something that there's a great prejudice against in the society. There have been incidents in the past where people would use Warforged who basically come out as high-level warriors or fighters to use that to lay waste to towns. That was the instrument. His people were created as a tool of oppression.
Some dress up like pandas.
And so when they find out...
Yes.
Everyone has their weekend
Wait,
thing.
Dan, that was in your voice. Are you confused?
I just, it's not the...
Dan furiously Googles what a panda is. So you guys understand...
So that means you're part robot kind of thing? Is that what Warforged
So you're all
means?
robot.
I'm not a robot. I am an awakened, or Tifi is an awakened construct, all right?
Think data.
I have a soul. All right,
Gotcha.
soul.
Yeah, you just dropped the R word.
But he actually does have a soul. When we get into it, we'll find that a certain awakened warforged
Artificial life form.
are actually powered by an artificial soul. So they do have...
So it's just the future of the Amazon Alexa, really.
Cool.
Emma, Alexa, don't stutter. She's,
The software
So
upgrades
he's
got
kind
better.
of like Siri.
So...
Yeah, so the decorative cameras do about it all the time because there's been times when unwittingly you guys have been racist towards robots, you dirty fuckers.
You're a woke fucking now.
I know, dude. Awakened mind. It's right there in my spell chart.
Yes, I felt like, considering your double identity, you would be able to understand. And I got excited when tinkering and forgot to hide my stuff, so I just wanted to talk about it. Also, your suit is fantastic, so... after all this is done, if you could connect me with the person who created this, I would love to see if there's anything I can learn from them.
When we're all done with this, my friend, I'll give you his name. I'll let you know where to look at the Citadel, and you can go and find him. Trust nobody at the Citadel other than the person's name that I'll give you later. Keep your friends close, and I appreciate you sharing this secret with me.
That's very good advice. I am well aware of the politics of this Citadel, and I was hoping that your connection would be a way for me to get involved.
It's more than politics there. There's a great corruption.
Go hand in hand in my book.
He wasn't going to trust them anyway.
I bid you adieu.
With that, TV leaves the room, and whether it's the lightened load off of his, what he might call his mind, being able to finally share his secret with somebody else, or it was the natural high that he's experiencing after examining that sweet ninja suit, TV's filled with the feeling that they haven't felt in a bit. Perhaps something we might call happiness. Or
Wait,
hope.
so it's like feel good TV?
Well, I don't know
Get
if
it?
you've noticed, but I
For like a TGIF?
I
I don't know if you noticed, but
TVF.
after I had revealed my secret to at least him, I wasn't stuttering nearly as much. A little de-stressed. It's stressful to pretend not to be Warforged when you're a Warforged and look down upon your whole life and subjugated and, have to hide from people in order to,
You know what's weird? Like, I feel like you're not drawing from any real life pain.
As a white man,
I feel like you've heard of people struggling, and you're like, I'm going to save
It's
that
like,
for later.
I'm sure marginalized people probably
sound like
have a
this.
hard time. Yeah.
I'd stutter like this if they're hiding.
I'm going to step in and defend Clint, a white man, and say that there's nobody more persecuted in our society than a white man.
That's true. I keep on hearing you guys say that.
I have not joined in on that one. I don't have the same sentiments.
This podcast
It's
is
gingers that are...
No, real talk for all the fans out there. I want everyone to know if Clint's black. So.
Yeah, we black women here in the group, soul-wise.
The sense of humor.
I don't get it. This podcast uses words like woke and have a transgender character, but they're arguing for the white guy a lot. Gertrude, mind filling in the gap between Mr. Dandy leaves your room and when you fall asleep, or do your meditation?
It pretty much just looks like me falling straight onto the floor and going straight into snoring.
With like a cigarette still going.
Yeah, it's like a...
But the
Like
wind
exhale.
of her falling will put the cigarette out and
Yeah.
her face will dampen it out. I know that move.
I've only burned down the trailer twice.
Yeah.
It's said that elves don't sleep, they meditate, but if you look at what Gertrude's doing, it's very hard to tell the difference.
It looks like a drunken meditation.
The type that killed Jimi Hendrix one night.
It's too soon.
Had he been an elf, he might be with us today burning guitars. didn't know how to handle that particular type of meditation like elves did, you know?
As Gertrude drifts off into her elven meditation, letting her mind rest, it is just then that she opens her eyes, but she doesn't open her physical eyes. She finds
third eye?
She finds her consciousness awake in a very familiar place. She looks around. She sees that this is the Feywild that she grew up in. For those of you who don't know, the Feywild is a world that exists parallel to our own. It is a world of magic and trickery. In fact, her type of elf, an Eladrin, actually an ancient elf that came from this land. This is a land where things are actually more fairy. It's where she identifies as a fairy from. Gertrude likely knew many fairies growing up, possibly grew up in a fairy community. So as Gertrude looks at this forest that she grew up in, it looks very similar to our forest, except there's a purple aura emanating from the trees. It surrounds them. It's a bit foggier. These trees look like our trees, but perhaps enhanced by magic, either to be very big or have large fruit, things you would never see here. It is there that Gertrude looks in front of her and sees a beautiful woman dressed in long, flowing silk robes that you assume are ceremonial for the Eladrin elves. This figure walks up to you. You recognize it as your older sister. Gertrude looks in front of her and sees this elvish figure in long, flowing robes that you assume are ceremonial to what an Eladrin elf would wear in the Feywild. She looks at you with hopeful, happy eyes, looks you up and down, and then a slow frown goes over her face. Sister, the years have been so hard on you. Give me a hug. What have they done to you? I can see that your time in jail has had a much harsher effect. This is not the sister that I knew before the crime.
No, I think this will be true Gertrude, which is sober and not COPD ridden. Of just like, I'm still not ready to talk about it, Loretta.
You're going to...
You should have named her Damian. Would have been hilarious.
I thought of the most feminine name I could for my sister. Damian McCarter. Leandra looks back at you.
Loretta.
Loretta.
Like Loretta Lynn.
Loretta gives you a big hug, tears leaving her eyes. It's been over 100 years. I'm sorry that the family did not do more to prevent you from going to jail. And she gives you a big hug and says, feels your robotic arm. What has happened to you?
There's nothing you could have done from prevented that man from dying. And I don't want you to feel that pain anymore. I don't know if you're ready to hear this about my arm.
Sister, our time here is limited. I want to hear all you have to say. I want to hear about your arm. I want to hear about how I failed you, how I could have protected you from going into that jail in the first place. I want to hear about how I could have helped you avoid the situation that led to all this.
Nothing could have prevented it. It's all my own doing. I didn't check the expiration date. I didn't mean to poison him, Loretta, but we didn't have time to go to the store to get more milk.
Eladrin laws are traditionally very draconian when it comes to expiration dates. You should have known this. You grew up in this land.
Aren't they really just suggestions?
I have bad news for you, though.
Oh, no.
I must warn you, Trucker. He does have a name. I hate referring to him as such a common name as Trucker, but you should know that Trucker's brother, Butcher, will be getting out of jail soon, and he has sworn vengeance upon you, the woman who could not check an expiration date and murdered his brother. He will be hunting you soon. He could come from anywhere, and he is far more dangerous than any of the elves here in the Feywild. I'm telling you this so that you can protect yourself, or perhaps find powerful allies that you could use to protect yourself from him and his vengeance.
Don't worry about me, just make sure you're safe. I don't want him to come after you either.
Great to hear that your beautiful singing voice is still intact. I was so worried that not only had they broken your body and clearly your mind as she looks up and down at what you're wearing, but I was worried that they had stolen your beautiful voice as well. It's so good to see you, sister.
It's good to see you, but I don't normally sound like this. It's just in this weird dream state we're in.
Shh, let me keep this fantasy alive about you. I want to pretend that there's a part of my sister still alive somewhere.
Fair enough.
Can we do that? And she gives you a big hug and says, Sister, one last thing before I go.
Yes.
I have seen great things pertaining to you. Whatever path you're on, and I don't want to know, but whatever your path you're on is the right path. And in order for your destiny to unfurl the way it is meant to, you must continue with whatever path, with perhaps its companions, perhaps its life choices, but you must proceed. I fear the world will be counting on it.
That's heavy.
And she looks you up and down, all of a sudden remembering she's your older sister. Speaking of heavy, it's amazing that you've put on weight in jail. I thought they were to slim you up on their diets.
You know, Loretta, I love you, but you never stop being a bitch.
Okay, later, she says.
Whatever. We both drop our tone.
Okay, okay, later, whatever. I was just pretending to cry when I was
You know
hugging
what?
you earlier.
I don't even bother to come into Thanksgiving.
You haven't been to Thanksgiving in 100 years. It's you who are the one who's not going to be coming to
I've
Thanksgiving.
been in jail.
And in the middle of being in jail, the dream state ends as her 4-hour meditation period is up. She is woken up by Captain Gremmel, who's shaken out. Lass, sorry to be waking you there. I didn't know if you were meditating or just passed out drunk. I was told your kind meditates, but that's not what I saw. Gertrude says, as she's still trying to recover emotionally from seeing her sister. And with that, Gremmel says, all right, it's time to begin our assault on Lord Privileton's place and to save your friend Kevin.
Let's go put this cat back in the bag.
All right, I suppose we'll end the episode right there. We're very sorry to the fans of this show.
Don't apologize.
Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please subscribe.
I've been doing comedy for years.
All your favorite characters will be back next week. Don't worry.
And Gertrude.
Gertrude will never go.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. Thank you very much for listening to the Awful Neutral Podcast.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Later, nerds.
Thank you so very much for listening, and I hope you stick around as we grow and get better. If you like what you heard, please check out my other podcast, Science Faction. It's a comedy science news program available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, nerds. See you next week.